Good morning, students. Today we will discuss next poem from your syllabus. The title of the poem is Animals, and it has been written by famous English poet Walt Whitman. So let's discuss the poem Animals by Walt Whitman. Students, this is image of the poet Walt Whitman, who has written this poem Animals. Before beginning with the text, explanation of the text of the poem, let's discuss introduction to the poet Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is America's world poet, a later day successor to Homer, Virgil, Dante, and Shakespeare. All these are great writers, great poets of English, and Walt Whitman is successor of English literature after four of these poets and writers. In Leaves of Grass, which he wrote in 1855 and then in 1891-92, he celebrated democracy, nature, love, and friendship. Leaves of Grass is a great writing by Walt Whitman in which he has given his views regarding democracy, nature, love, and friendship. This monumental work chanted praises to the body as well as to the soul and found beauty and reassurance even in death. In this work, Leaves of Grass, the poet has praised body as well as the soul. Soul means Atma, and found beauty and reassurance. Assure means Yaqeen Diwana, and found beauty and reassurance even in death. Along with Emily Dickinson, Whitman is regarded as one of America's most significant poet of 19th century. Walt Whitman, like Emily Dickinson, is regarded as America's most significant poet of 19th century and would influence later many poets including Ezra Pound, William Carlos Williams, Allen Ginsberg, Simon Ortiz, C.K. Williams, and Martin Espada. So all these writers, these poets were influenced by Walt Whitman, who was regarded as most significant poet of 19th century of America. So from this introduction, it becomes clear that Walt Whitman is America's world poet, means he was a successor after Virgil, Homer, Dante, and Shakespeare. Let's now discuss a brief introduction to the poet Animals. Animals by Walt Whitman is a poem which describes the poet's love for animals and their nature. So from this line, it becomes clear that the poem Animals is about the poet's love for animals and for their nature. Animals by Walt Whitman describes how the poet finds animals are superior to humans. Animals poem written by Walt Whitman, it describes how the poet finds that animals are superior to humans. In this poem, the poet expresses his views regarding animals. He says that animals are superior to humans, that animals are good than human beings. He likes animals more than human beings. They aren't superior to men for their intelligence, rather, they are better for their nature. Walt Whitman says that there is no doubt that human beings are intelligent than animals, but animals are better for their nature. Means animals have good nature than human beings. Whereas humans go astray from reality for their base emotions, animals keep calm. It happens sometimes with humans that sometimes they go astray from reality. Means human beings they go astray. Astray means पटक जाना. To go astray means पटक जाना, अपने रास्ते तो पटक जाना. Whereas humans go astray from reality for their base emotions, animals keep calm. The poet says that sometimes it happens that human beings go astray from reality, but animals keep calm. They never go astray from reality. They live in reality. They don't go astray. वो पटकते नहीं. They never go astray due to their emotions. They have no regret in their lives. Nobody respects an animal, still it is happy with the life it got. The animals have no regret. Regret means पछतावा करना. They have no regret in their lives. Nobody respects an animal, still it is happy with the life it got. The poet thinks he might have left tokens or symbols of his resemblance with animals in his previous birth. As in his present life, he can visualize those tokens in animals. So the poet says that he might have left with some symbols, some signs of resemblance with animals, because he loves animals. He thinks that animals are superior to human beings. So this is the introduction to the poem. Let's now discuss text of the poem. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owing things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. By Walt Whitman. Let's now discuss the first stanza. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. In these lines, in these beginning lines, Walt Whitman shows his liking for the animals. He points out that he is fed up with the vices or the evils of human beings. That's why I here means the poet. The poet is talking about himself. I think I could means the poet says that he thinks that he could turn and live with animals. In these lines, the poet says that after feeding up with the evils and vices of human beings, he prefers to live among animals, to live with animals. They are so placid. Placid means calm, peaceful, and self contained, means self satisfied. The poet says that animals are better than human beings in many ways because they are placid. Placid means calm or peaceful, shant, and self contained. They are reserved, they are cool, they are calm, means they have all these qualities in themselves. That's why he wants to live among animals. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. The poet says that he often stands and looks at them. At them means he looks at the animals. Long and long means for more and more time. He often stands and look at the animals for a long time, but they do not sweat. They do not sweat. But the poet says that the animals never work beyond their capacities. They do not sweat. The animals never work beyond their capacity and whine about their condition. Whine, WHINE. Whine means to complain about something. To complain about something. The poet says that animals, they are satisfied with their life, so they never complain about anything. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. The poet says that because the animals are free from any kind of sins and they are contented with their life, so they never lie awake. Awake means jagna. They do not lie awake in the dark because they are contented with life and their life is sin free. So they never lie awake in the dark, means they enjoy their sleep at night and weep for their sins. The animals, they never commit sins, so they have no need to weep for their sins at night. So they enjoy their peaceful sleep at night. Next stanza. They do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the many of owing things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. In these lines, the poet says that they do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. In these lines, the poet again says that he is fed up with the voices of the human beings. That's why he wants to live among the animals. The poet says that they means the animals, they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. The poet says that the animals never indulge in discussions, in continuous discussions about their duty to God. Means they are not hypocrites. पखंड नहीं करते animals. They are not hypocrites. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owing things. Not one is dissatisfied. There is not any animal which is dissatisfied, means which is not satisfied with his life. Means all of them are contented, are satisfied with their destiny or with their lot. Not one is demented with the mania of owing things. The poet says that because the animals are satisfied with their life, so they do not have desire to have or to possess more and more things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is demented with many of owing things, means they do not have craze or any desire to possess more and more things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Kneels to another means there is no animal that goes down on the knees to respect another animal, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. There is no animal that worships another animal that lived thousands of years ago. Means all of them are same. They have no need to worship the same animals who lived thousands of years ago, because all of them are equal to each other. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. There is no animal that is unhappy over the earth. Not one is respectable. The poet says that no animal deserves respect and no animal deserves hatred or contempt. All animals are happy over the whole earth. So they no need to worship the same animals who lived thousands of years ago. So the poet thinks that the human beings do not possess these qualities of animals, so they are unhappy, so they are discontented, dissatisfied with their lives. So because of these qualities of animals, the poet likes and he also wants to live among animals because they are calm, peaceful, satisfied with their lives. Their lives are also sin free. So due to all these qualities, the poet loves animals. So from this discussion of the text, it becomes clear that the poem Animals shows the poet's love and liking for the animals. It becomes clear from the comparison that the poet makes between the animals and the human beings. So students, today we have covered last poem from your syllabus, from poetry section. Try to learn and try to listen and learn this video. Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture and with some next topic. Thank you very much.